But two, we had to be honest with ourselves and be honest with how we actually feel about how we grew up. And ask us questions, interact with us, talk to us about how your childhood affected your ability to communicate. So you can tweet us at 3alove_. You can talk to us on the IG page at 3alove.
You can hit us up on Facebook, 3alove. What else we got? We got all the things. Find us and hit us up, and that'll be great.
All right, let's get in it. We're actually going to do an episode on something else tonight, but I thought this was kind of on my heart, so I wanted to record this instead. Because one, I don't think it's talked about enough, but two, we definitely don't talk about how our childhoods turned us into the adults we are today.
Right. And so if you're like, well, who are y'all to be telling me all this stuff and talking about how my trauma affected me and my adulthoodness? I forgot about that stuff. That stuff doesn't matter. First of all, if you're talking like that, you probably aren't a regular listener of ours. But in case you're wondering, so my educational background is being raised in a Black household. That's all I got.
Oh, damn, I gotta throw my credentials out there.
All of the credentials.
I didn't want to lead with that. Okay, so yeah, in case you are wondering, so I do low-key something like that.
It's not low-key.
So remember when I was talking about how I collect degrees? One of those degrees that I collected was a master's in clinical mental health counseling. I know what I'm talking about. And then I also, too, grew up in a Black household.
Oh, okay. So that's not a bachelor's. That's not an associate's.
Ma'am, please.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to verify.
Ma'am, please. But I think part of the reason I did pursue my master's in this is because it's important to me, and it definitely has a lot to do with my childhood, too. I know that is something that I'll probably struggle with for many years to come. And I've definitely come a long way from where I used to be, but I know that I still have a long way to go.
Yeah, communication definitely. And now we're going up against our childhood, which is telling us to suck it up, to keep it shut in. And now you get into a relationship and no, the person does not know what's going on, and you actually have to talk about it and to be open and expressive.
So I know something that I struggle with is like when we have hard conversations, sometimes they leave me wondering if everything's going to be okay with us, or if you're mad at me, or, you know, if you even still want to make this work, you know? And so your reaction has very little to do with the fact that we're having this, you know, how I feel about it. And I know I learned that because in my childhood, when I tried to have hard conversations with my mom, they never went well. And so when I have hard conversations with you, it's always in the back of my head, like, is this going to go well? And like, you haven't done anything to say that it won't, but it's still there, you know? And also, too, we got to realize that I lived with her for 18 years, and unpacking this lack of communication has not been 18 years. So I still have a long way to go for that. But I know, too, that I have to have those conversations because I know what it's like not to have those conversations. And so I'd rather take my chances. I'm taking a risk either way, but I'd rather risk it on having the hard conversation than not having the hard conversation, because I already know what happens if I don't have the hard conversation.
So what you're saying is that I have 16 more years of you thinking that I'll leave after a hard conversation.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, y'all heard it. 16 years. I'll see y'all on the other side.
16 years at least. You know?
No.
Because I was still trying to talk to her.
No. 16 years.